It doesn't mean God doesn't love that person. It doesn't mean that you are better or more special than that person. So if you want to be thankful, not because someone else didn't make it and you did. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Marycolette here. How you doing? Today is the 1st of April 2022 and also my birthday month. But before we get into the video, can we just all agree that red is my color? It suits me so much and I feel like I should get more clothes in red. Anyway, today is the 1st of April and in the spirit of it being my birthday month, I have decided to film this video for you guys talking about 10 things I have learned in my 20s. This time last year, I remember I was about to turn 27 and I was scared to death. It just seems like I was getting closer and closer to 30, and the way society has made 30 look, it's made it look like it's that age where you have to have all your shit together when you're 30. You start to feel anxiety, especially when you feel like you haven't done enough. I certainly was in that position last year when I was about to turn 27. I felt like, sheesh, a whole 27, but I eventually came to terms with it. And it feels just like yesterday because this year I'm about to turn 28, which takes me to my first point of the day. Stop waiting for the right time. Time goes by like that. For instance, I've been wanting to film this video for like 2 days now, but I just kept telling myself, oh, my nails look a mess. I need to go do my nails first so everything is perfect for this video. And I just had to remind myself that, look, everything doesn't have to be perfect before you do it. Take advantage of the time that you have now and stop waiting for the right time is definitely one thing I've learned in my 20s, because time waits for absolutely nobody. Second thing I've learned in my 20s is don't let fear run your life. Ooh, this is word to me. I saw something one time and it really stuck with me. It basically said that fear is like punishing yourself for events or things that haven't even happened yet. You create all these scenarios in your head of what could go wrong. You're scared that if you do this, this is gonna happen. But the truth is, these things haven't even happened yet. I remember when I first got the call to be on Dilemma, the producer had, broken down what I was going to be doing to me. I was going to be filming for 6 months. I was going to be filming Monday to Saturday. I remember just being scared about a lot of things that could happen if I take on this project. But then I put that aside and I was like, do you really want to do this? And the answer was yes. And I was like, yeah, that's all I need to know. I want to do it and I am going to do it. So I went ahead and I did it. And now that I'm done with it, I don't even know what I was scared of in the first place. So don't let fear stop you from living life. At the end of the day, you want to look back on memories and things that you've done, things that you actually took the risk, broke out of your fear and did, as opposed to looking back on your life and like having regrets, like I wish I'd done this and I wish I'd done that. So yeah. Another thing I've learned in my 20s is that parents would come around. They won't always be proud of your decisions, and that's okay. Trying to make my own way in life, separate from my parents' idea of how I should live my life, was definitely a struggle. I remember at some point just questioning everything, like, am I even making the right decision here? Are you sure I shouldn't just be working in a bank like my mom would want? Or are you sure I shouldn't just get a corporate job like my parents would like? There's sometimes when you're just doing these things and you look at your parents and you can just tell that they're disappointed. You can just tell that they're not happy with your decisions, and in that moment it feels like it's going to be like that forever. But if there's anything I've learned, is that parents would come around, especially when they see that you have gone ahead and created your own path, you've walked your own path. When they see that it's working for you, you're doing all right, they'll come around. The next thing I've learned is that timelines don't exist. We're all guilty of this. We all did this. We all give ourselves timelines. At so and so age, I want to do this, I want to do that. It's not bad to set expectations for yourself or to have certain expectations of yourself. The pressure that comes with it is what is absolutely unhealthy. I was the queen of setting timelines for myself. I finished secondary school at 16. I told myself I was going to be done with university at max 21. I finished at 25. I remember the other day I was having a conversation with my mom, and we were just talking about like my struggles with getting into school, and how like I had written JAM a couple of times and it just didn't work out, and she wanted me to go to a particular school but it just wasn't working out for some reason. And you know, she had told me that one day after I had seen my results and it wasn't what I wanted, she had gone to her room to cry. She was so sad, but she couldn't cry in front of me because she knew how heartbroken I was and how much I wanted this thing, and it just wasn't happening for me. And I remember just being so sad, because looking back at it now, I did get into school. Eventually, I did finish, I did my NYSC, I did everything. But just because I didn't get in at the time that I wanted to get in, I caused pain to myself, I caused pain to people around me because they could see my pain. And just hearing that years later just kind of broke my heart. All these years I didn't even know. It just opened my eyes and made me see that, look, you might have certain timelines and expectations for yourself, and if it doesn't work, it's not the end of the world. You don't have to put yourself through emotional turmoil and people around you as well. It's just not worth it, because chances are it's going to work out in the end. The number 5 thing I've learned in my 20s has to be save money. Don't think, oh, I'm just 21. There's no point in me saving. Let me just spend all this money at once. Looking back now, I wish I had started my saving culture earlier. I started modeling, music videos and all that jazz when I was like in my early 20s. So I used to make a decent amount of money, and I remember I never had anything to show for it. As the money was coming, I was spending it. I managed to do 1 or 2 useful things with the money, but I remember for the most part, the money was gone. The money was just going into like, I don't even remember, just a bunch of things that I didn't really need. And looking back now, if I had started my saving culture earlier, I know how much I'd have been able to put together. But another thing that I also believe when it comes to saving is that before you save, make sure you're comfortable. You can't be hungry and be saving. Sort yourself out first, or put aside your saving first and leave enough that you can live on till your next paycheck. Granted that you have responsibilities, granted that you have to put money aside because there are people depending on you, but you have to take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. The next thing I've learned while in my 20s has to be that you are never too young to aspire for the top or to aspire for the best things in life. There is nothing wrong with having goals that are bigger than you. I say that in quote because people tend to think, oh, because you're a certain age, you can't dream that big. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it. If you dream it at 21, if you dream it at 19, if you dream it at 16, why not? If you can do it, go ahead and do it. You don't have to get to a certain age to start. You don't have to get to a certain age to be able to excel at it. If there's something I've definitely learned is not to let anybody bully me with age, that, oh, you are too small, or, oh, you know, this is for... Gone are the days where we equate age to having common sense. Gone are the days when we say, oh, this person is in his 30s, he's mature. Not anymore. Maturity has absolutely nothing to do with age, and experience has taught me that. It'd be the older ones. It'd be the ones that you even think that, oh, these ones have sense, that they would shock you. When they open their mouths like this, you'd be like, did this person just... Okay, so don't ever think for 1 second that you're too young to aspire for the top or for the best, okay? If I want something, I'm going for it. The first thing that comes to my mind is not even how old I am. I'm not even thinking about that. Next thing I've definitely learned is to be vocal about what you want. Communicate, be it in your friendships, in your work, in your relationships. Be vocal about what you want. I don't believe there's any human being that can read minds unless you have some kind of supernatural power. The best you can do is read your facial expressions or maybe read your body language, and sometimes even that can still be wrong. Nobody would know exactly what you're thinking or exactly how you feel if you don't open your mouth and talk, if you don't open your mouth and say how you feel. Let people know your boundaries. Don't just assume that from giving people silent treatment or from rolling your eyes or from doing something. Some people don't understand social cues like, okay, this person is sad or this person is happy. Some people don't understand all of that. When someone does something to you and you keep on bottling it up, you don't talk, you don't say how, you know, this thing they're doing is making you feel. The day you explode, you're going to look like a crazy person, because what you're going to explode at might be the tiniest thing. And if a third party hears it, they'll look look at you as the crazy person, and you look even more crazy when you start bringing up things of the past, like, oh, so yesterday he did this. It's like, why didn't you tell them yesterday that you didn't like that? It's better to express yourself. It's better to be vocal about your feelings, communicate. Next thing is that there are no rules to life. One statement I absolutely detest is when someone says society dictates that. I'm like, dictates to who? Where? Show me where they wrote that down. Show me who made that law and said, if I don't do what society says, something is going to happen to me. Everybody has somehow managed to build what works for them. Everybody's trajectory is different. You make your own rules. It's your life. You should live your life the way you want to live it, not the way society dictates that you live it. So in my opinion, there are no rules to life, and I want to live my life the way I want to live it, the way I see fit, the way I believe is best for me, and not the way anybody, be it society, be it, I don't know, dictates that I live it. Next thing is take care of yourself. Take care of your mind, take care of your body. Don't feel guilty about putting yourself first. You want a spa day, and if you can afford it, get it. If you want a massage, you can afford it, get it. If you feel like, okay, this thing I'm getting myself into isn't good for my mental health, it's very okay to remove yourself from that situation. It's very, very okay to be selfish with yourself. I remember 2 years ago, I used to be able to hang. I used to be able to go to the club, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, have drinks with my friends, come back home, go to work the next day in the morning. Now I can't do all of that anymore, because now when I drink too much, I wake up and I feel like shit. I've noticed how my body works, and I'm just like, I used to be able to do this, but this is getting detrimental to my health, to my physical well-being, and it's very, very okay to be like, nah, I don't want to do this again. Take care of yourself. If you feel like, oh, I have this headache that has been persistent for way too long, check it. If you feel like, oh, I have acne, or I have this thing that's affecting my self-confidence, invest in skincare if you can afford it. If you can get it for yourself. Don't for once feel guilty for taking care of yourself. And lastly, the number 10 thing I have learned in my 20s is that age is a blessing. Cliche, right? But hear me out. We have demonized aging so much that when we find ourselves aging, we are scared, because we know the things that we've said about people who are older. So when we find ourselves in that position of that person that we were probably laughing at, we start to get scared, because you realize that, oh shit, I'm just like that person. I think it's time that we also age as a blessing, and not some dreadful thing that, oh, now that you're getting older, everything is going down for you, you have less opportunities, even though that's what society has kind of conditioned our minds to think. Like I said, there are no rules to life. You've heard of people who didn't get their breakthrough till they were 50, till they were 60. So it has absolutely nothing to do with age. We should start seeing it more as a blessing and not a curse. And not because someone somewhere wanted to get to a certain age and they didn't live long enough to see that age. No. When you feel like you want to be grateful, but then you have to compare it to someone else who didn't have it as good as you, it doesn't mean God doesn't love that person. It doesn't mean that you are better or more special than that person. So if you want to be thankful, be thankful. Not because someone else didn't make it and you did. But yes, age is a blessing. See it as such. Embrace it. Be grateful for it. Be thankful for it. Enjoy it. That's the number 10 thing I have learned in my 20s. And that's all for this video, guys. I certainly hope that you enjoyed it. You guys might notice or not, but filming this video was a bit of a struggle. The AC decided today was the day it wanted to misbehave, and I was just sweating like crazy. So I had to take breaks in between. One thing about me when I watch videos like this is I take the one that applies to me, and whatever is left, I discard it. So I hope you find something you connect with in everything that I've said. Cheers to turning 28 in 28 days. You guys are definitely going to be getting a birthday vlog for sure. It's going to be more, exciting than my 27th, because I feel like I am in a much better place this year than I was last year, and I'm very, very grateful to God for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed filming it. Don't forget to give this video a very big, fat, thick thumbs up, share with your friends, share with your family. Don't keep all this awesomeness to yourself. Subscribe if you aren't subscribed already. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Mwah.